Yes.
You.
What do you mean, And it's out of a can, so
It's, oh my gosh.
you're going to have to deal with that.
Double ick. I'm a Celsius girl and cans are my icks.
All right, well, if you're watching this episode of Let's Be Frank, then I think I'm actually going to drop this episode on Valentine's Day, which is tomorrow.
Sure.
So happy Valentine's Day to you.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you couples, all you couples and all you single people.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about some pretty cool things. Did you get a chance to look at the updated notes for today? I want you to tell me what's the first thing on the note
I actually
there.
didn't, but let me check it right now. No, I'm not talking about that.
Can you just say it? Read it out loud?
He wrote down to discuss today, pooping.
Pooping. You want to know why? You want to know why I put that on there?
Because you clogged the toilet. No.
I didn't clog the toilet,
guests
first of all.
clogged the toilet.
Yeah, so we're actually hosting 3 missionary kids from kind of all over the place, California. Some of them are from here from Florida.
New York.
From New York. And my sister, who is very involved with like missionary work and...
she wonderfully volunteered our house.
She volunteered her house to host these children. And well, let me
They're
not
not
say
children, they're 18.
They're like our age.
They're like no, they're
between 18 and like 25, 26 years old. So we're hosting them. We're giving them this room actually, which we had to transport from their hotel room to also a podcast room.
Anyway, long story short.
Yesterday we were watching the Super Bowl, and they told me so embarrassed
that they clogged the toilet.
That they clogged the toilet, and I'm like, I don't know. I thought it'd be a funny conversation to talk about like that because I know that's happened to you before too. I think one of the first times that you came over my house, you clogged the toilet as well.
Yeah.
So tell me about that feeling.
No, that's definitely so embarrassing.
I know.
Like, what do you even say to somebody? Hey.
Excuse me, I did a massive mud pie and now the toilet won't flush.
Yeah, it's definitely top embarrassing moments for me.
Yeah. Okay, and then, like in that same topic, what do you think is the right time to start like discussing pooping or farting or these kind of things with a partner, like when you're dating? I remember like when we first started dating, like I would have to try to time my poops so they're not longer than like a minute or 2 minutes. So that
okay, well that has drastically changed. Now they're like 25 minutes.
Exactly, because now I'm more comfortable with you.
I don't really know. I don't think there's like a timeline.
You still kind of get shy around me, and we've been dating for like 8 years.
Yeah, because it's a weird thing to discuss.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted to put that out there in the world. Quick discussion about poop.
Yeah.
Okay. Another thing, Nina she kind of produced this show today, so. Whether it's a good one or not, it's all completely
No, I
up
have
to
a
her.
topic, and I think last episode was quite funny, and I was in a silly, goofy mood, and I was laughing. But today, I am actually feeling pretty serious.
Okay.
And I feel like I have a good topic that I want to discuss, and it is going to tie into some of the points that we had wanted to talk about, but I just kind of wanted to touch on it, and I know that this topic you have a strong opinion on as well.
Ooh, interesting.
So I think it would be kind of nice to discuss, and it'll tie into everything.
Okay.
You want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Okay, let's go. So this topic is something that I think society today is struggling with, and this specific problem I think ties into everything about life, about social media, which is the topic that we're going to get into today, and personal life and personal decisions. I think everyone, especially me, struggles with this one problem. And I think when it's fixed, that there's going to be kind of an awakening. And
are you going to say it?
Yes, I'm going to say it. It is the problem, well, not even the problem, it's delayed gratification.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely go in on this topic.
Exactly. And I know because that's something that I struggle with.
Wait, you have a hair connected to you on your phone.
It doesn't matter.
you can just get rid of it.
Okay.
Okay, so what about it? What would you like to know? Delayed gratification, it's...
Do you want to explain in a nutshell what delayed gratification is? I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but maybe just a quick deep dive into it.
Right, so to me, I think that with social media and like the rise of technology, we have become so accustomed to receiving things instantly, you know? Like if we want to know the answer to a certain question, you just open up Google and type in the question and you'll have more than, 20,000 different searches and different sources answering that question. And this is a problem. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing when it comes to like facilitating information and having access to information and like if you're in like a certain situation that you need like a quick response, like if you're sick or if you need to know like where the nearest hospital is or whatever, it can be a positive thing. But at the same time, it's become a negative thing because, well, I mean, for many reasons, but one of them that we can talk about is like
moving in together, a delayed gratification. Like you like someone, okay, let's move in with them. But did you really think about the consequences? Did you really think it through?
Yeah, we talked about that in our Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago, but it kind of ties into that whole thing, like everything that we're talking about.
Yeah, and the same thing, like if you want to become rich, like it's going to take a very disciplined period of saving up and putting money away in order to get there. And that's also delayed gratification.
Yeah, I wanted to apply delayed gratification to social media because I know one of the topics that we are going to talk about today is mainly TikTok. And we were actually going to read some of my comments, some of the hate comments that I get on my TikTok and just kind of talk and laugh about it. But I guess the point that I wanted to get at for delayed gratification with social media is that a lot of people ask me how I became an influencer, kind of, especially on TikTok, and how, I don't know, just kind of how I went about posting those videos and if I had any tips for people. And I think my main tip, if you want to actually see a positive change in your social media accounts, would be consistency. And I've said that before, and I think a lot of people take consistency with delayed gratification, and it just doesn't make sense. To a normal person, consistency is like 2 weeks. Like I've been consistently posting videos for 2 weeks. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything happen. But it's been 2 weeks. I think the delayed gratification is you can't expect to start something and see instant results. Like whether you're starting a business, whether you want to focus on growing your social media channels. I think that consistency is key, but over a long period of time,
Exactly. I think my key words last year going into 2021, because I like to have words that I write down to kind of lead or direct what I want to accomplish during its particular year. Like this year's, I put to be present.
Right.
I want to be present in like, the day-to-day activities, like if I'm not in the mood to be working so much or editing all the time, I want to make a habit of stopping and, maybe going to the pool or going for a walk or doing other things just because I want to enjoy life. Like life is not all about work and all this stuff. That was a little sidebar. Last year, my word was consistency and perseverance. And I think something that I found really interesting throughout the year while focusing on that is that perseverance doesn't only happen when you do something for a long period of time and you stick to it, right? That wouldn't be perseverance. That's like perfection.
Right.
Perseverance is you failed or you forgot or you fell off for a little bit and then you came back and persevered.
Yeah, like if you're creating TikTok content and say you're consistent for a month and a half, and you're posting every day, twice a day, and you're not seeing results, it's not necessarily that, you suck at creating content. Maybe you just need to switch gears a little bit and maybe change what what type of content you're putting out?
Yeah, well, I think for me, my goal is like I want to make content and I want to do it for myself and I want to do content that I'm proud of, like this kind of stuff. And I've had multiple attempts at it. I started up my old podcast a couple of years ago, like during COVID, called The Wave. I did maybe like 15 episodes of that one. And then after a while, like, it wasn't seeing the results that I wanted. It's discouraging. And I gave up on it, and like,
of course, anything that you see results on.
It, and it was so much fun. And like, I look back at the episodes now, and I'm like, wow, I really love doing that. But then I fell off for a bit, and then
because you don't see the results. Like when we started this podcast, our goal is not, okay, within 10 episodes we're gonna have 1 million subscribers or 10,000 subscribers. Like that's never our intention of starting something. And I think if that is your intention, then you're approaching it wrong. I think that it should be something that you enjoy doing, because we enjoy talking, we enjoy sharing topics. So starting a podcast was fun for us. We didn't have a goal in mind of, if we get to 10 episodes and this many followers aren't following us, then we're done. It's just something that we need to keep going at and keep posting and keep getting it. Right. And it'll eventually catch on. And if it doesn't, then it's just something fun that we do together as a couple.
Exactly. And that's what I told you at the beginning. I was like, babe, like we have to really be intentional about why we're doing this.
Right.
Like we cannot become discouraged if it doesn't, it doesn't click with people.
Because ultimately we're not posting for others. We're posting for ourselves.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think, we see that there's, that we have a story that is worth sharing. And, throughout the different topics and different conversations that we get, like this one might be a little bit more serious, others a little more lighthearted. But through these different discussions and different conversations, I feel like people are going to be able to see something. And I know that we have something to offer to people, like in our very tumultuous relationship that we've had, like a lot of ups and downs, and putting that out there for people, I know is going to benefit them because they're going to see how a successful relationship works, and they'll see that like even the most perfect relationships aren't actually perfect. Like behind the scenes, there's like it can be muddy, there can be fights.
Like our last episode, you're so mad.
I wasn't mad. It was just, I was in a silly mood as I normally am. So it becomes a little complicated.
But I just think that when it comes to social media, and whatever you want to go for, that you just stick to it and you are consistent, even if it is discouraging.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know that.
Like for 7Cs, sorry to interrupt, but for 7Cs, when I first started my swimwear company, I was obviously, I was selling to my friends because that's who my audience was at the time. But in order to have a successful business, you have to reach people outside of your friend group. And how do you do that? You have to put in some seriously hard work. And it's just not, let me take some pictures and post on Instagram. Why isn't my engagement up? No, you have to be out there. I was doing pop-up shops every single weekend on Miami Beach from like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday for a year and a half. Just out there talking about my brand, reaching out to people, stopping people on the streets. Yep. Hey, have you seen my bikinis? Like doing events, passing out flyers. Literally so much goes into it that people don't even know. And it took a year and a half for me to actually start seeing some traction. And I never gave up because I loved my business and I knew that it was something that people would like if they were able to see it. Yeah, and I think to add to that, it's also important to know why it's so important to, if you are going to be consistent, if you're going to pick something that you want to stick to, you have to be really, really passionate about it. Right, for sure. Because if you're doing it for likes, show up right away. Yeah. So like it has to be something that that at your core, like deep down inside, that this is what you were put on this earth to do. Yeah. Because if not, then the second that you start getting some hate comments, or people aren't buying your product, or like you don't want to wake up early today or whatever, like it's gonna be so much easier to give up if it's not like something that that you're truly made for, that you're truly passionate about. Yeah, like if you're doing it for money, if you're doing it for likes, you're doing it for followers, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, I agree. But anyway, I guess that kind of ties into something more lighthearted, which is going through my TikTok comments. And that's actually not something that I do very often, because I think no matter how many followers you have, there gets a point where you're not always going to get positive comments. Not everyone's always going to agree with you. So there are going to be some people who say mean things or say negative things. And that's just kind of something beyond your control. You're putting content out there to the public. You're going to get criticism. And that's something that I kind of stopped looking at because, one, it personally doesn't affect me. Like, I don't find those comments offensive. Like, I usually kind of look at them and laugh.
Yeah, you feel bad for the people.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad, and you never know who's on the other end. They're usually like 12, and they just have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But also, the comments that I do kind of check every now and then, because I don't mind if someone says something negative about me or my videos, but if I am posting TikTok content that has like my family or you in it, I will filter through that. I don't want anyone saying anything negative towards anyone besides me. They shouldn't be. So I'll kind of filter through those. But for the most part, I leave them up. I think we just want to look at
your comments. Let's see what the people are saying.
All right. Well, we can start with one of them, the most aggressive of the comments. It was a video that I had posted. It was a trend, and it was a complete joke. Like, everyone was doing it. So I was like, let me post it and kind of get the reaction. I knew it was going to be controversial. So the trend is, you say, if 40,000 people of you were to send me $1, I would be able to do this with my money.
All right.
So my thing was...
The goal is to get people to send you money.
Yeah, the goal is to get people to send you money, whatever. Like, I wasn't expecting money. Like, it was just a funny trend to do.
And also, you might actually get money. And
like, if someone wants to send me money, like, that's incredible. So
I think people did send you money,
I sent people money through those trends. But anyway, the one that I posted was, if 40,000 of you would send us $1, we'd be able to, like, buy our own house. And the comments were unreal. It was so funny. Like, people took that so seriously. You want me to read some of them?
Yes, please do.
Someone was like, this has to be a joke. There's people that are dying, and you're literally asking for money just to buy a house. The absolute audacity.
How dare you
strive
to have a house?
Oh my gosh. Okay, another one. The most liked comment. I have to find it. I screenshotted it, but it disappeared. Oh, someone was like,
funny.
"Oh, you bought Cartier rings. Like, you don't need that money." And I was like, "Okay, like, it's literally a joke."
I know. And I think people assume that just because, like, we're posting nice things and, like, usually you have nice clothes on and stuff, they assume that we're, like, rich.
Yeah, it's funny.
Little do they know we're really not rich at all. We're, like, struggling here to even get groceries.
I posted, the next video I had posted was, like, some of my wedding outfits, and I was, like, top favorite outfits that I wore, and everyone was like, you spoiled brat, all this stuff, and I'm like, no one has no idea that all of those clothes were gifted to me.
Right.
Like, I didn't pay for a single outfit.
Exactly.
Except for my wedding dress.
Which is also the reason why you want to delay that gratification, to get to the point where brands are sending you $1,000 outfits and you can wear them.
I mean, so grateful,
like
I got jumpsuits that are like $600-$700, and I could never afford to pay for that on my own. Maybe one outfit, but not a series of bridal outfits. But anyway, I was kind of scrolling through the comments, and I saw an interesting comment. And it is from one of Alex's old clients.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to say her name because I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus. But her comment on our video was, maybe have your fiance keep charging people for wedding videos with absolutely no content because he left early. Then you'll get your dream home.
Yikes.
Do you want to kind of give a backstory and explain yourself?
That was my nightmare scenario.
Nightmare wedding
scenario.
Film. Yeah. I heard all about this. It's juicy.
I don't even know if I want to respond to this, because it was a lesson that I learned. I've been shooting weddings for fun, like on the side when it's a friend or a referral of a friend.
Yeah.
I never really established myself as a wedding videographer until recently, and this was one of the first weddings that I booked under, the new brand, Alex Franco Films, for wedding videography.
But it wasn't like you didn't know what you were doing. You were a professional.
Of course. I've shot,
a ton of weddings.
A handful, at least 10 weddings before that.
Yeah, like you're
and I had a portfolio of it.
Yeah.
And I've shot with big hotel brands and restaurants.
It wasn't anything new to you.
Yeah, I know how to make a film.
Right.
But the problem was that this client, you know, in the beginning, tells me, I need photo and video. I have another videographer that's willing to do photo and video for the same price that you're charging me for just video.
Mind you, this was like a week before the wedding.
It's a week before the wedding or 2 weeks before the wedding.
He should be charging double.
Right. And I'm like, man, like, to be honest, like, I don't do photos, I do videos, but, you know, I had shot photos, and she's like, I only need a couple photos, right? I only want photos of my family, you know, a couple during the ceremony, and like...
So basically, you want a full photography and videography package, you know?
Right, and that was already a red flag at the beginning. I was like, I don't know if I want to shoot, you know, photo and video. Like, that's not what I like, it's not what I want to offer.
You're
because
literally
obviously
one
I can
person.
provide a lot more value when it's just one thing, you know, just the video.
Right.
But I was starting off. I was excited to start building my wedding portfolio. So I accepted the wedding. And
at a discounted price, may I ask?
Because her fiance,
her fiance kind of
he negotiated.
He negotiated a way too good of a deal.
And now
like
I don't change
he
my
doesn't
prices.
change his prices,
my prices
now.
Stay the same no matter what.
Yeah, he kind of suckered him into that, which is not fair.
That was a lesson learned. And mind you, the reason I want to share this with everybody is not to put anybody down.
Right. It's a learning lesson for you.
As a matter of fact, I accept the full responsibility for everything, and we're gonna get to what happened now. But I do want to first say that to me, I whether it was my fault or not, like as a man, I'm gonna assume the responsibility, and you know, and say that no matter whose fault it was, it was my company, my brand. The client's not upset, so it's always gonna be on me. Yeah. But that comment's very rude, so I have to address this.
Yeah. And like she's attacking his work, you know,
attacking my work, which was fantastic.
Yeah, something that he is like takes serious pride in is his company and his work, and he will never send you a product that he is not personally happy with.
Yeah. So they asked me, you know, like how many hours does it include, and I said my contract is 8 hours, but this is where I messed up. And
you've definitely messed up.
But if you need, or like if you want, like we're having fun and everything's going smooth, like I don't mind staying a little later.
Yeah.
I said that, and I guess, you know,
she took that out of context. Yeah, out of context.
But anyways, I was there a total of like 10 hours.
Yeah.
I did
longer
stay later.
Than the contract.
The wedding started late. The groom was late to the wedding.
Okay, let's just specify really quickly that if your wedding starts late, it doesn't mean that all your vendors have to stay later because of you.
Yeah.
You booked 8 hours, it's 8 hours. From the second you get there.
To you know, to the 8 hours, to the 8 hour mark.
Like it doesn't extend because you're delayed. Like let's just clarify that.
You know, on top of that, I had to shoot a wedding the next day as well. So and I was sick. I didn't have COVID, but I was sick. I had like a very high fever. I was stuffy the whole day. I was like
that's not
an
you can't use that as an
medication.
Excuse.
Not an excuse. But another thing that I kind of learned from it was to come in with a shot list. Right. So we didn't have a shot list, but we had a verbal kind of like agreement of what had to be shot. And you know, like we were basically in the hotel room the entire day because she didn't want to go outside.
Well, let's just talk about what the problem was. Like she wasn't happy.
No, she basically got her gallery back, her photos and the videos. And mind you, they were great photos and videos.
I saw them. They're stunning.
My job is not to come in here and, you know, like create something out of nowhere. Like my job is to document what's happening.
Right.
So if you want to stay in your hotel room the entire day and not go outside and not interact with people and you know, like not do anything, like, I'm going to capture that.
Well,
so given that circumstance, being the fact that we were trapped in the hotel room the entire day, I managed to get great photos.
And the thing is, like, you weren't even trapped. Like Alex had specifically asked the bride, hey, we need to get some more footage in different areas. Let's leave the room. Let's do this. And she was like, no. Like, she kept saying no and pushing him off.
Yeah, they didn't want to go outside.
They didn't want to do...
It was raining on and off or whatever. Like.
Yeah, they didn't want to do the things that is required of a bride.
I'm not a pushy guy. Like, if
you say no, it's no.
If you want to be comfortable, if you want to go outside, we go outside. If not, we stay in here. Whatever.
Yeah, so she wasn't happy with the pictures and the videos that he spent a week editing.
A week, more like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks putting that video together.
Yeah.
You know.
Constant, like every single day. Yeah. Trying to make it perfect.
And then at the end, right, I go, you know, the ceremony happens, and we had talked about that she wants to take some family photos, like after the ceremony. But as soon as the ceremony happened, also, wow, let me say this. For anybody, if you're gonna shoot a Jewish wedding, make sure that you speak to the venue or speak to the bride or speak to the wedding planner, which in this case there was no wedding planner.
That's another red flag.
But these freaking people did not sit down the entire ceremony. They were surrounding, you typically go into a wedding and there's chairs
down,
and people sit in their chairs and they stay in their chairs as the people get married. No, the entire guest list was surrounding them, blocking me from getting my shots.
And he was getting pushed out of the way so people can take iPhone footage.
At one point I moved my light and I put it behind the couple so I can get a shot from that angle. And some guy has the audacity to come up to me and say, "Excuse me, sir, can you move your light? I'm trying to get a photo."
Yeah, can you believe that?
I'm like, bro, who's the photographer here?
And on top of that, that is honestly, from kind of a neutral perspective, the bride and groom's fault 100%. Because when I was talking with our videographer and photographer, I let her know exactly what was going to be happening. I would say, hey, this is what's going to happen. The people are going to come in through here. They're going to walk over here. So she knows.
Yeah, no, well,
she's not thrown off guard at all.
I take the fault for it as well. And I should have known. I should have known that.
You should have known that people crowd around.
The entire Jewish family is going to be surrounding the people and walking in the middle of the aisle as the bride's coming down and coming in and trying to get their own shot of the kiss.
But long story short, I think it's just funny how people are just kind of very bitter. The wedding happened months ago, and this girl, she doesn't even follow me on TikTok, but she's commenting on my videos, still saying negative things about my husband.
And I tried to make it right with them.
Come on now.
I offered them, what can I do? They weren't replying. They didn't want anything
They're just
to do
very,
with it.
some people are just
complaining.
Yeah, very fussy and very negative, and I think it's just a learning experience for you.
Yeah, 100%. And the last thing to top it off, at the end of the night, I spent an hour shooting people dancing on the dance floor and stuff. And after an hour of getting people dancing,
you can only take so many shots of people dancing. Right. Yeah.
And there was no shot list, but there was also no communication to me that they wanted to capture anything else after that. I went up to her after 10 hours and said, "Hey, I'm going home."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, don't. You're leaving." I'm like, "Yeah, I
it's
have
been
to go.
10 hours. Our contract
good.
was 8. Yeah."
She did say, "No, don't go," but it sounded like a.
Yeah,
you're leaving,
I say that to everybody too. Hey, I'm heading out. No, don't go.
Right. She didn't tell me that.
She'd be like, "Hey, we're doing an exit. We need you to stay." But even still, you should have charged her more for that because they ripped you off. For sure, ripped you off.
I mean, I take the blame 1,000% always, but it just puts me in a very bad mood because ultimately, I got into this business because
you want to help people.
My best feeling, the best feeling I've ever experienced is giving somebody a video and that excitement, and that emotion of when they message me or when they call me after seeing the video, how they were living that, one of the most that special days of their life. That's the feeling. That's really the high that I chase after when I do these videos. Because shooting weddings is not fun. It's not easy.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's
and if you
heavy
miss a
on
moment,
your back, carrying these lights, carrying these cameras, microphones. It's very stressful. So it's not that I enjoy shooting weddings. It's not the funnest thing to do, but that feeling alone is unlike anything other. Unlike when I deliver a video to a client, to a restaurant client or an influencer or whatever. Because
it's different.
There's no emotional connection to that. But with a wedding, so the bride was very upset. She was crying all day. And
which is
so bad.
Yeah, which is bad.
So bad.
Yeah, because that's a horrible feeling. Yeah. But at the end of the day,
I wanted to ask you, so we can move on from this topic. What did you think of the Super Bowl yesterday? Not the Super Bowl.
Well, I was gonna say I don't care. I don't even
crazy game.
Well, Alex was actually trying to teach me football because it goes right over my head. And he was like, "Babe, if you don't understand what this is..."
You cannot be my wife and not know football because we're going to do this
I just know first and 10.
Yeah, it's that's first and 10. And you have 4 tries to get to another first and 10.
First and 10.
Until you get to the
Patrick
touchdown.
Mahomes.
Yeah, good job. No, it was a nail-biter of a game. I enjoyed it. I was having a blast.
Rihanna is the best.
But we want to talk about the halftime show. Give me your thoughts, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, what was your favorite part?
No good, bad, or ugly. I love Rihanna so much, and she has a baby.
I think that was like what got everybody. Like at the beginning, we're like, is she pregnant?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's the can't
Like,
be.
oh no,
She
she's just
got,
chubby.
She just gave birth.
No, I love Rihanna. She literally had that baby glow. You know when you're pregnant, you just glow differently. She
and you
was
also
glowing.
guessed the song that she was gonna.
I did. I knew it. Like it's just so obvious.
Well,
it's so
obvious.
obvious.
That obvious. She had
it's just like
bangers.
I love Rihanna, and I knew she was gonna come out with that song, and I was right.
Bitch better have my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the boss. Love her.
I personally think it was one of the greatest Super Bowl halftime shows that I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, she was incredible.
There was a lot of people speculating whether she was gonna come out with ASAP or with Jay-Z or with Drake.
I love the fact that she did it alone.
Right? How freaking awesome was that?
People haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah,
they've always brought out a guest.
Multiple people. You had Shakira, J-Lo, Bad Bunny. Last year there was 15 different artists. But she came on, absolutely killed it for 13 minutes straight.
Yeah, pregnant, isn't that's crazy?
There was one point that she wiped her butt.
I don't know.
Did you not see that part?
Maybe not.
She was wiping her butt. It was funny. I'll show you the photo.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was a great show, and I was very glad and relieved to see that there was no demonic Illuminati stuff going on in the background. Because every Super Bowl, I feel like there's always some subliminal messages or some. All the Christians on YouTube, they come up and immediately start hating on the halftime show. So this time it was very clean, It was
until people start
tasteful.
finding some things. She was wearing red.
She was wearing red. She's the devil.
Yeah, give me a break.
No, but I think it was a overall great show.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. I have to make a call right now.
Yeah, I have to.
Our parents put us on this game. We're Not Really Strangers.
Couples edition.
The couples edition. Mm-hmm. So it's supposed to ignite conversations and kind of bring up interesting topics and stuff. So we decided, that'd be a great addition to the show.
Yeah,
if we pull out
game.
one of these at the end of every show and just
discuss.
Have a little combo on that. So you want to do the honors?
Sure. I can't remember the categories, but I'm just gonna.
Okay, so the categories are perception, level 1, level 2 is connection, and level 3 is reflection. So
Let's do perception.
All right, perception.
Perception's kind of fun because it'll be short. It'll be something quick. Oh, we did this one with your parents already. What? Maybe we should pick a different one because we already know the answer. It's what intimidated you most about me early on, if anything.
What intimidated me the most about you, if anything? What did I say? I can't remember.
I don't think you answered, but I answered for you.
What was it?
It was your friends, your friend group.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have a lot of guy friends and they all are crazy, so.
Okay, so that's what you said about me.
Yeah, that your friend group and the size of your friend group and the type of friends that you had intimidated me when we first met.
Yeah, and I think mine was related to that answer as well. That your kind of detachment and your
but that can't intimidate you.
It did because at the time
I
have such a strong relationship with my friends that every time you would complain about them or every time.
But that's not what intimidating means.
It did intimidate me. It did intimidate me because I thought that was going to be an issue in the future. How can the girl that I'm going to marry one day have a problem with all my friends?
But that's not intimidating. Intimidating makes you feel insecure and
okay, then that wasn't intimidated.
That's not what intimidating
means.
Good.
Mm-hmm. What's my coffee order? Get specific.
Oh, you don't really have one go-to coffee order.
That's true.
You really like the from Starbucks.
What I'm in the mood.
It depends. You've been liking that pistachio iced coffee drink at Starbucks.
That was once, which was really good. But the other one that I
had
the other day,
a caramel macchiato.
It was a vanilla oat milk.
But you always get
espresso.
Double shot of espresso.
That one already comes with double shot.
Oh.
So that one's good.
I don't know. It depends on your mood. Sometimes you like cinnamon. Sometimes you
like chai.
Sometimes
I just like it straight up black.
Yeah. I don't think you have a go-to.
Coffee.
What's mine?
Or a colada, a Cuban coffee.
I have a very specific one.
Yours is decaf. You don't really get coffee.
Okay. What do I get?
You get tea.
What
the
kind
pink
of
drink.
Yes.
Pink drink from Starbucks.
What do I get from Cali Coffee?
I don't know, the unicorn monkey Starbucks.
It actually is called the unicorn.
Twirl.
Good job. Yeah, I like green. Yeah, I like green teas. Anything
Yeah.
green tea with flavoring.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job.
So we got each other.
Good job.
We know each other. That was a very frank and honest conversation. It's a little serious at times. Not what I like to do on this podcast, but we'll do it.
Yeah, well, we were feeling
gonna explore
serious
different
today.
things. You were feeling serious.
I was feeling serious
I wanted
today.
to goof off today. I had some. We talked about pooping. For Christ's sake.
I know. I don't know. I was in a serious mood today.
All right. Well,
happy Valentine's Day
Valentine's
to everyone
Day,
who's watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening with your significant other. And we will be doing the same. So, bye.